This is the Radio Silly Video News, brought to you in association with Worldwide Financial Planning. For advice on inheritance tax, business finance, mortgages, debt consolidation, investment and pensions, Matt Hyam from Worldwide Financial Planning is on the islands at the Atlantic Hotel on the first Thursday of every month. The Radio Silly Video News also brought to you in association with Truro and Penwith College. Find out about courses you can enjoy here on the islands or on the mainland at truro.ac.uk and listen out for one of 365 great reasons to visit Truro College every day on Radio Silly. John Nicholls has retired as the most senior man in the RNLI on our islands. Last Friday evening, John thought he was going for fish and chips at the St Mary's Golf Club with his wife Susie. In fact, 75 of his close friends and lifeboat colleagues were waiting for him, as a farewell ceremony had been kept secret by members of the Ladies' Lifeboat Guild. John joined us at Radio Silly after the event and explained how he got involved in the lifeboats in the first place.
Council, none of the things that a lot of people do, and lifeboat was, came to mind. And of course, my very good friend, bless him, Alfie Jenkins, pushed me a little bit, and I became a deputy launching authority, what they call a DLA, and then Dr. Adrian Davis went to do a sabbatical. I'm not quite sure, they were Newfoundland or somewhere like that. Went away for a year, and I took over as, well, it was on sec in those days. It had been on sec for donks of years. And when he came home after a year, I mean, contrary to what he said the other evening, I wouldn't give it back to him. But no, that's not true. But I carried on then, and I don't know how many years ago it was, probably about 6-7 years ago, they changed it from on-set to lifeboat operations manager.
John recalls a horrific incident when the lifeboat was called out on the 16th of July 1983, when a Sikorsky S-61 helicopter crashed in fog en route from Penzance to St Mary's. Only 6 of the 26 on board survived.
And my first shout, I was still DLA then, and I think Adrian had gone off sailing. It was a Saturday, I remember it distinctly. And of course this was the helicopter disaster. And you couldn't have anything more than that to remain in your mind, and that was something that we thought was just going to be go out there and tow the lifeboat in, because as we know, the helicopter floated, and of course, as we all know, it never happened, and that was quite a horrendous day in lifeboat, in all the lifeboats, but in the inhabitants of Scilly, because to quote, your house is never going to catch on fire, and we never ever thought that the helicopter would have a major problem, and thank God it never has since.
Of course, that was with the Robert Edgar, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, that was with the Robert Edgar, and of course, as we all know, there were local people on board. I went out in Flying Cloud. It shows how long ago it was. Barry wasn't on he was on the crew, but not in the major crew, for want of a better word. And I remember taking him and Stuart Thomas and 2 or 3 others in Flying Cloud, and it was thick as a bag, didn't have radar or anything, and just felt our way around to Bar Point. And then I think it must have been the Shirley then, David Thompson, and followed him. And I remember the first thing I see was these red things, and I thought they were life rafts. But as we found out when we got near, they were the sponsons floats of the helicopter, which had been ripped off when she landed, and they were there floating. So then we knew the worst, and there was debris around. I remember first thing I picked up a holdall and opened it up. I don't know why. It was, there was a wallet of photographs in it, and the name Goddard on it. And oh God, it's someone from St Martin's. But it did turn out there was a family, the Goddard family. But as I say, we all know the rest, and the 2 islanders on board were both saved, and the boy Goddard and his sister, I think. But anyhow, we could go on and on about that, but it was a very sad day for Sully.
John also talked about the 150th anniversary of the lifeboat in 1987.
Well, I think it was horrendous weather, was it? Duchess of Kent. Yeah, whenever the Duchess of Kent came, it was bad, and it was horrendous. One memory, and I think it was that time, I will be corrected, I remember at the end of it, Lady Wilson, Mary Wilson, president of the Ladies' Guild, and just took her hat off and crumbled it up and put it in a dustbin. Everyone was soaked to the skin. But she was fated with bad weather, the Duchess of Kent.
Yeah, it's weird.